In this video, I'm going to be ranking the best pink diamond cards right now in NBA 2K25 Myteam on a tier list here, ranking from S that does go all the way down to D tier, and we have 55 of the best pink diamond cards right now in this game, just like getting you guys' tier list on the best pink diamonds, galaxy opals, and dark matters. So we'll have those coming out later this week for the best galaxy opal tier list and the best dark matter tier list, but starting it off here with the pink diamond cards, just going over all of the best pink diamonds in my team and where I do think they rank on this tier list. But let me know in the comment section down below your guys' favorite pink diamond cards you guys have been rocking out with. And yeah, let me know what you guys would change about my tier list as well. But Dyson Daniels, I think starting it off hot, is going to be in the S tier category. I seriously think he's one of the best pink diamonds in this entire game. 6'7" point guard, 6'11" wingspan, great defensively, 99 steal, 97 perimeter, has a good enough jump shot. Seriously, one of the best pink diamond cards in this game. I think he's going to be an easy S tier selection. Terry Dischinger, when we're talking about pink diamonds, there's so many great ones in this game, but I do think he's probably in the B tier category. He still has a good jump shot, he still has the Kyrie Irving dribble style, and he's still a very well balanced card. But I don't think when we're talking about pink diamonds, there's so many great options. For example, like pink diamond Dr. J, I think he's also got to be in the S tier category. He's one of the best pink diamonds still to this day in my team. 6'7" at shooting guard, 6'11" wingspan, good defensively, really good slasher, great athleticism stats, but also has a top tier jump shot. That John Wall base, Rudy Gay upper on normal timing is still a very good jump shot that I think pink diamond Dr. J is going to be an easy S tier card. Jaylen Brown, kind of on the flip side, one of the worst pink diamonds in this entire game that we've gotten recently, and I think he kind of has to be in D tier. 6'6" at shooting guard, 7-foot wingspan. The stats and the badges aren't bad on Jaylen Brown, but this jump shot is horrible. He has very little good dribble sigs, like no really good dribble sigs if I'm being completely honest. Like maybe the Jimmy Butler step back is good, but other than that, Jaylen Brown really does suck as a pink diamond card. I think Rocco is probably the perfect A tier card. He is elite as a pink diamond. He's 6'9" at shooting guard, 7'2" wingspan, really good defensive card, but he doesn't have that crazy good offense like a Dr. J, or he doesn't have as good of a jump shot as Dyson Daniels to put him in the S tier category. But I do think Rocco is very underrated and very cheap for a card as well. So I do think for a pink diamond card tier list, he's going to have to be in the A tier category. LaMelo Ball, I think, is probably B tier. He's still a tall point guard, like he's still 6'7" at point guard. He still has a decent jump shot, but the lack of dribble sigs and the lack of defense kind of puts him as a pink diamond card in that B tier category. Big Z, I would say, is probably in B tier as well. He does have really good size at the center position, 7'3" with a 7'7" wingspan. The thing about this card though is he's definitely on the slower side, right? 69 speed, 69 agility, isn't the highest in the world, so he does feel a little bit slow in game at times, but I do think because of his size and also being able to stretch the floor does make him a B tier pink diamond card. Jeremy Shohan, I think, is really good besides his jump shot. I think I would still put him in A tier. Now that might sound a little bit high to a lot of people, like maybe some people have him in B tier or maybe even C tier, but he's a 6'8" point guard with a 7-foot wingspan, really good defender. I think he's great at slashing to the rim. That jump shot is just really questionable though, but I like his dribble sigs across the board. And I think if you know how to use this card properly, he can be very effective at the point guard position. And I think for a pink diamond card, he's going to be an A tier. Kristaps, I would say, is probably still an S tier pink diamond card. 7'2" at center, has a really good jump shot. It's just an amazing stretch big. Like if you're looking for a pick and pop type of big man, if you're good with KP's jump shot, he is elite as a center card. I think I'm gonna have him in the S tier category. Hakeem Olajuwon, I think for me is probably that step below a guy like KP when we're talking about the big men, but I do think he's definitely better than Big Z 100%. But I think he's going to be in the A tier category. Michael Beasley, maybe the best pink diamond card in this game. I'd say he's probably top 3 100%. I mean, he's one of the best offensive cards in this game, not even as a pink diamond, but just one of the best offensive cards in this entire game. So Beasley, I think for sure, is going to be in the S tier category. That jump shot is seriously money. Mikal Bridges is better than Jaylen Brown, but is he a whole tier better than Jaylen Brown? That's kind of the question that I'm not really sure I know the answer to. We could take a look at Mikal Bridges here on 2KDB though. 6'6" at shooting guard, 7'2" wingspan, so that wingspan is nice for Mikal. He's definitely a better defensive card than Jaylen Brown, but again, doesn't have that great of a jump shot. But I do think overall as a complete card, I like Mikal Bridges more than Jaylen Brown, but I do think he's going to be in that C tier category. LeBron, even though he came out a while ago, I still feel like is A tier. And when I say a while ago, he came out day number 1, which sounds ridiculous to say that this card literally came out of day 1 of 2K25 Myteam, and he is still an A tier pink diamond card. It just goes to show the longevity of LeBron's card this year in my team. Like, he is seriously still amazing. The Galaxy Opal is one of the best small forwards in this game still to this day, and the Pink Diamond LeBron isn't much worse than the Galaxy Opal or even the Dark Matter as well. So I think for a Pink Diamond card, LeBron's still going to be A tier. I don't know if he's S tier anymore. Like, I think Beasley's a lot better at small forward, but I do think Pink Diamond LeBron is still deserving of that A tier category. Eddie Curry, he might honestly be S tier. Like, I do think he's a better card than Hakeem Olajuwon at the center and power forward position. He has a really quick jump shot. He's great defensively. He's got a really big player model. He plays really good defense on the interior. So I do think Eddie Curry is going to be in that S tier category. Giannis, just like LeBron, does have quite a bit of longevity. Now, I will say, I think he's most likely going to be in B tier, just for the sole reason, I should say, that he doesn't have that high of a three ball. Like, only a 67.3. You know, you can add some shooting badges to this card if you want to, but I do think Giannis has a lot of value because of his defense and his size at the power forward position, but I think realistically is still going to be in B tier. A very, very good Pink Diamond card though, 100%. I think Zach LaVine probably also going to be in B tier. Really good offensively, just does lack quite a bit of size. His player build isn't the best in the game, and he doesn't have the best of defensive stats, but makes up for it with his offense. Like, he is a really, really good Pink Diamond card. Pink Diamond Wemby, I would say easily is the best Pink Diamond card in this game. I think him and Michael Beasley are definitely number 1 and number 2 in my personal opinion, but it's Victor Wembanyama. I mean, he's 7'4" at center, 7'8" wingspan, probably more of like an 8-foot wingspan. They just don't want to tell us that he's got an 8-foot wingspan because he looks ridiculously long in game. Pause. But has a really good jump shot. Really like this card, obviously, on my no money spent account, and I think you got to put Wemby in that S tier category. Jeff Green, I mean, he's a good all-around small forward card. Is he as good as LeBron? I think you can make the argument for that. So I'm going to put Jeff Green in that A tier category. I think he's a very complete all-around small forward. It kind of is like an updated version of that Pink Diamond LeBron card. Bull is good because of his size. He's 7'3" at power forward, 7'7" wingspan. I do believe, right? I know he's 7'3". Does he have a 7'7" wingspan? He does. 7'3" at power forward, 7'7" wingspan. But that jump shot is god awful. It is a horrible release. But the nice thing about this card is definitely that height and that wingspan at power forward. Cade Cunningham is probably also B tier. Maybe you could argue A, but I think he's kind of on that same ranking as a LaMelo Ball and a Zach LaVine. Gerald Green is pretty bad. I would say he's kind of in that C tier category. I would say Kevin Durant is B tier though, kind of like Giannis, maybe not as good as LeBron when we're talking about their lower Pink Diamond cards, but are still very good, you know, for a Pink Diamond card. I think Dante Exum, to me personally, I think he's better than LaMelo, Cade, and Zach LaVine. So call me crazy, but I'm putting Dante Exum in the A tier category. I think that card is so amazing at point guard. Really like his jump shot. I think he's got great dribble sigs and is a very underrated defender. Robert Williams is good, but he's undersized at power forward, but he's got great defensive stats. His jump shot's okay, so I do think he's going to be in that B tier category. Darius Miles, probably also B tier. I think Zach Edey, because of his height, kind of has to be in that A tier category. He's definitely not as good as a Kristaps or an Eddie Curry, or of course a Pink Diamond Wemby, you know, in the S tier category, but he's still 7'5" at center. He's still got a 7'10" wingspan, one of the better player models in this game. I think you got to put Zach Edey still in that A tier category. I think Stephon Castle also has to be an A tier. I do think he's a step below Dyson Daniels, but he is very good for a Pink Diamond point guard. Great defender, can slash to the basket with that Kyrie Irving dribble style, and also does have a solid jump shot. Bilal Coulibaly, I think, is sort of B tier. He's just a very average, good Pink Diamond card. Not anything too spectacular about that card, but he's 6'8" at the 2, has a good jump shot, and is very well rounded. Cameron Reddish, I think, is probably also B tier. Again, very similar to Bilal Coulibaly, just super complete at the shooting guard position. I think Michael Cooper, I mean, there's just so many B tier guys. I mean, he's really tall and plays really good defense at shooting guard, so I think he kind of has to be in that B tier category. I think Pink Diamond D-Rob, for me personally, is probably A tier. Again, I think he's better than Pink Diamond Big Z. I think he's on that same ranking as like a Zach Edey, maybe even better, kind of closer to that like Pink Diamond Hakeem ranking. Really good defensive card, and I do really like D-Rob's jump shot this year. Like his jump shot every single year in my team. Stacey Augmon, again, gonna have to be in B tier, right? Like, he's just a solid 6'8" shooting guard, plays good defense. There's probably gonna be a lot of cards in this B tier category. Shawn Bradley, though, I mean, do you go D tier? I know he can shoot a 3-ball, I do believe, but his speed is so low. And yeah, he's got a 57 3-ball, 55 speed, 55 agility. It's just hard to put this card any higher than D tier. Like, it's just so hard to use a card. I know he's 7'6" with a 7'5" wingspan, but I think realistically you got to put this card in D tier. Kobe White, I would say is B. He's a solid point guard. He's good offensively, but does lack a little bit of size and defense. Alex Sarr, I think, is also B tier. Good pink diamond power forward, blocks a lot of shots. I think Nick Collison is probably also in B tier. A lot of these guys are kind of on that same ranking in the B tier category. Jalen Suggs, I think he's great at point guard. I think he's easy A tier. I don't think he's S, but I think he's on the same ranking as like a Jeremy Shohan and a Stephon Castle. Really good defensive point guards, you know, at the pink diamond tier. I think Boris Diaw, another B tier option. Asar Thompson, I think probably also in B tier. Like, I don't know if you can put any of these cards in the C tier category. DeAndre Jordan, I would say, is probably A. I know he has a low 3-ball, but that card's jump shot is not that bad, and his stats and his badges besides that are amazing, especially for a pink diamond. I think Jonathan Bender is S. I think he's one of the best pink diamonds in this game. He's 7 foot at small forward, has a really quick jump shot. I do think he's going to be an S. I think Brian Scalabrine is another B tier card. I think Frank Kaminsky is another B tier pink diamond. Kel'el Ware, though, he is S. I think he's on that same ranking as like an Eddie Curry. I do think he's better than Hakeem, D-Rob, you know, at the center position, better than Zach Edey, better than DeAndre Jordan. Really good defender. I like his jump shot in the catch and shoot. I do think Kel'el Ware is an easy pink diamond option in the S tier category. JJ Redick, I will say, is C tier. He's not as bad as like a Jaylen Brown or Sean Bradley, but I do think he's undersized and isn't that great of a defender at the point guard position. Wesley Person, I will say, is probably B tier. He's solid, has a decent jump shot. Danny Green also going to be in that B tier category. I think Udonis Haslem also in B. I think Reggie Lewis also in B. I think DeAndre Hunter, he can actually go in C tier. He has a really bad jump shot. Not too big of a fan of his release. I think James Wiseman, he's probably going to be in the A tier category. I think he's kind of on that same ranking as a pink diamond Hakeem and that pink diamond DeAndre Jordan. I think Matt Barnes is also in A tier, a really good offensive shooting guard who can play good defense and is just very complete at the shooting guard position. I think DiVincenzo is probably in B tier as well. I think Daniel Gafford is going to be in C tier, and then I think Taco Fall is going to be in the D tier category. So that's going to do it, guys, for my pink diamond card tier list. I know we have a lot of cards in B, but I don't know if I can really move any of these cards down because all of them feel very good at their position, but I also don't know if I can move any of them up because I think all of the cards in A tier are better than all of the cards in B tier. But let me know what you guys do think about my pink diamond card tier list. These are my opinion, the best kind of, I think we have 8 pink diamonds in the S tier category. Those are my opinion, the best pink diamonds in this game. But hopefully you guys enjoy this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.